Hey, what's up everybody? This is Mike here at Rogue Comics, and I am showing you a sneak peek of all the books that were scheduled to be dropped this Wednesday, October 30th. These are your new comic book day releases. So as always, we get started with DC, and this week, Aquaman Giant #1 kicks us off. And this is the $4.99 book that that DC's been putting out, and it's 100 pages. I believe there's 2 new stories, and then there are reprints to pad the remainder of the book. And if you are not an Aquaman fan or you want to sample something, I would say that these are definitely the way to go. More bang for your buck. Here is Basket Full of Heads. This is issue #1, and this is the first issue from the Hill House imprint, and I believe that's Joe Hill. And I don't know, actually, yeah, he is responsible for the writing on this story. And this is cover A, and here is the gorgeous Joshua Middleton variant, cover B. And this kind of looks almost like an Assassin's Creed type thing, so I don't exactly know what he's going for in this story, but I'm definitely going to check it out. Batman and the Outsiders Annual #1 is up next, right there. And this looks like it's going to get into the Soul Taker, which is the sword that Katana uses, which essentially when she kills a person, the soul goes into the sword. And I don't know if they've changed it since the Batman and the Outsiders of the 80s, but judging by the cover, I'm going to say that it hasn't been changed too much, and maybe they've tweaked it a little bit. Who knows? Find out on Wednesday. Batman Annual #4 is up next. This is a Tom King written story, thank goodness, and from the diary of Alfred Pennyworth. A Batman tale like no other. I am all in for that. Up next is DC Ghosts. This is another giant book for $4.99, and it's 100 pages, and it looks like there will be 2 new stories again, and there will be 3 other stories that are reprints. And like I said, I mean, for $4.99 you get two new stories. Don't exactly know how many pages those stories are, but for 100 pages, man, come on. It's a no-brainer, really, truly. Deceased ends, unfortunately, with issue #6 right here. Look at this gorgeous Mark Brooks cover, which could potentially be the cover of the week right there. And of course, as always, there are 2 other covers. This one here is by Yasmin Putri. This is the cardstock horror variant. Let me see what it says. Yeah, horror variant. And I'm guessing, I don't exactly know what, for the past 2, I believe, they've done homages to horror movies that I don't recognize, and this would be one of them. So if any of y'all know what this is, then hit up the comments, let me know. Maybe it could be I was gonna say Outbreak, because there is a monkey. No offense to the monkey on the screen there, but I don't exactly know what movie they had in mind when they were homaging that. And here is the 3rd cover. This is a cardstock variant, also by Francesco Mattina. And the more I read about this dude, the more I'm very disappointed that DC continues to give this person work. Knowing how many artists there are out there, struggling and otherwise, there is a wealth of art that they could be utilizing. And they continue to choose to work with this particular thief. And I wish somebody would get on it and they would stop doing it, because especially doing solicitations for next week, there are a ton of covers that this dude's doing. Disappointing. Dollar Comics Superman. Here we go. This is the death of Superman. Oh, the 90s. They were such a dark time for comics, and you too can relive it for only $1. This is Superman issue #75 right there in all its glory. Notice how it's not polybagged. Harleen #2, the penultimate issue of the Harleen 3-issue miniseries. There is cover A, and there's cover B. Joker, Killer Smile, issue #1. This is the Andrea Sorrentino cover, and this is the Carey Andrews variant. Now, this is one of 3, another black label, And it'd be nice if they would put out a Black Label book that, oh, I don't know, maybe doesn't feature Batman or some Bat-adjacent character. I mean, that would just be nice. Just thinking off the top of my head, of course. The Last God here is number 1. No idea what this is, but I do know that I will have it. This is the cardstock variant edition right there. Nightwing Annual, number 2, right there. Continuing the adventures of Rick Grayson. Sandman Universe takes a left turn into John Constantine territory with this Sandman Universe special, Hellblazer, number 1. This is cover A, and here is cover B by Declan Shalvey. Tales from the Dark Multiverse. Oh, what a coincidence. There's a dollar book of this. This is the Death of Superman. What If? And last but not least, we have Wonder Woman Annual, issue number 3. Over in Marvel, we start off with Black Panther. This is issue number 17. And from the looks of it, he is hopefully coming home. Please let him. And looks like Killmonger is resurrected. Conan the Barbarian, this is issue number 10, featuring the final fate of Conan the Barbarian. Contagion, the final issue. Not exactly sure how they're going to wrap this up in one issue, but we will find out on Wednesday. Crazy, issue number 1 is right here. Now, this was a magazine back in the day, similar to Mad Magazine and Cracked, and I don't know half of the things that they did back then they would be able to do today. Particularly one of my favorites, Casper the Dead Baby. But I don't know. We'll see. Obnoxio, that was the mascot, the unofficial mascot of Crazy, and I don't know. I don't know exactly what this is going to be, but I do know that there is a bunch of talent involved in it, so we'll see what they can do with it. The final issue of Dead Man Logan, number 12, is right here. I wonder if he's going to die. Speaking of death, here is Death's Head number 4. This is also the final issue of this 4-issue miniseries. Doctor Strange gets an annual. This here is annual number 1, and you might notice he's got a little, let's see, we got Cap Shield in the middle there. We got Mjolnir on the, well, his left, our right, and there is Iron Man's helmet. So, wonder what's going to happen in that. Excalibur number 1. Now, I'm going to leave out the obvious reasons why I'm not necessarily looking forward to this, despite the fact that Rogue is in the book, and I don't mind Jubilee either, and I don't exactly know how I'm going to get used to a non-Asian Psylocke, or at least in this book, she's going to be Captain Britain, but there is one character in this book who I just loathe, but I have hopes. I'm going to maintain judgment, or reserve judgment, I should say, until the book drops. Fantastic Four gets the grand design treatment. Unfortunately, it's not by Ed Piskor, but this guy, Tom Scioli, I guess is how you pronounce his name, is similar to, he does a similar style, so I'm sure it'll be as good, hopefully, knock on wood. And this is a 2-issue miniseries. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 13 is right there. Pretty cool cover. Looks like the Fantastic Four will be making an appearance. Invisible Woman number 4. This is the penultimate issue of Invisible Woman, and I believe this is an Adam Hughes cover right there. Ironheart issue number 11 is right there. Journey to Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Star Wars Allegiance right here. This is issue number 4. Just in time for Halloween, Marvel Zombies gets resurrected with Marvel Zombies Resurrection. This is issue number 1. I don't know if it's a one-shot or if it's a miniseries. Unfortunately, listing did not say. Red Goblin number 1. This is Red Goblin Red Death, and this is the A cover. There will be some other variants in the variant section once we get to that, but right now this is the a cover. And I believe this is about the time that we did not see Norman being the Red Goblin. So it's sort of like the symbiote Spider-Man, where we get untold stories, that sort of thing. Runaways, issue number 26 is right there, and they are packed up and ready to go. Savage Avengers Annual number 1, Conan, Black Widow, and Hellstrom right there. I'm going to assume that all 3 are in this book, and they are the focus of this annual. And if it's, let me see, is Jerry Dugan? Yep, Jerry Dugan's writing it, so it should be good. Here is the final issue of Silver Surfer Black, issue number 5. Not sure what's going on in this book because I have not read it yet, but I do know that Tradd Moore is an excellent artist, so I'm getting it. I just haven't read them yet. Star Wars Adventures, Return to Vader's Castle. This is the final issue. This is cover A. And there will be a cover B in the variants. I don't know why I did it like that this week. Star Wars Dr. Aphra gets an annual. This is her 3rd right there. Superior Spider-Man number 12. And it looks like Otto just got the heck knocked out of him. Or into him, either way. True Believers, X-Men, Karima Shapandar, Omega Sentinel. This is a, let me see, did I actually... No. Oh, yes. This reprints X-Men Unlimited issue number 27 with Karima, I guess, her first appearance there. Then we have this one here. This is the first appearance of Moira McTaggart. This is also a True Believers. For $1, you can get Moira's first appearance in X-Men issue number 96. Venom, issue number 19 is right there. And that's a pretty cool cover, if I do say so myself. This is also an Absolute Carnage tie-in. And last but not least, every person who buys a Marvel comic will get a copy of Marvel Previews, Volume 4, issue number 28, so they can see what Marvel will be ringing in the new year with. As far as Marvel variants are concerned, and you know there were going to be some, come on, you knew there were going to be some Marvel variants. The first one here is Amazing Spider-Man. This is issue number 30, and this is a 2nd printing. Here is Contagion. This is issue number 505, and this is the, you know, I remembered, I looked up his first name, and I totally forgot it, but it's Brown, and this is the Brown variant, and it's looking like it's not going to connect to the other 4, unfortunately. Death's Head number 4 gets a John McCrea connecting variant. Doctor Strange Annual number 1 gets a Steve Skroce variant, and that is a pretty cool cover. Excalibur number 1 continues the Mark Bagley Every Mutant Ever variant. Here is the Mike Del Mundo Young Guns variant of Excalibur. Here is the Muller, M-U-L-L-E-R design variant of Excalibur. Now, while Ed Piskor, the fantastic Ed Piskor, might not be doing the Fantastic Four Grand Design, he is contributing a variant cover right here. This is the Piskor variant. Oh my goodness. How did they ever come up with that name? And here is the Scioli, I think is how you say his name, variant for Fantastic Four Grand Design number 1. Journey to Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, Star Wars Allegiance number 4 gets a movie variant right here featuring the late, great, emphasis on great, Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, or General Leia. I believe she was a general there. Here is, what is this? This is the Will Sliney variant for Star Wars Allegiance. I'm just going to say Star Wars Allegiance. And this is a Nick Bradshaw variant for Marvel Zombies Resurrection number 1. Awesome. And this is, let's see how I can pronounce this name. Jung Young Yoon variant. Junggeun space YOON. Anyways, regardless, whatever the name is, that is a cool cover. So don't let the name stop you from getting it. Now this particular cover here, this is a Red Goblin, Red Death number 1 variant. It's a wraparound variant. So that means that it'll be on the front cover and the back cover. And this is by Daughtry and Ron Garney. Here is a, Oops, it didn't move for some reason. Oops, it went back. That's weird. Okay. Anyways, moving right along. This is a Logan Lubera variant for Red Goblin. Here is the Ron Lim variant. Here is a Ron Garney variant for Savage Avengers Annual #1. Here is the David Nakayama Mary Jane variant for Silver Surfer Black #5. Here's an awesome Ron Lim variant for Silver Surfer Black #5. Star Wars Adventures Return to Vader's Castle. Here is the B cover that I mentioned earlier. And last but not least, here is a really creepy Ji Young Lee Mary Jane variant for Venom issue #19. Try not to be too creeped out, my friends. Now, beginning independent books, this is Archie 1955, issue #2 of 5. This is a Derek Charm variant cover. Here's the second printing for Die, issue #8. Disney, The Little Mermaid #1 gets a 3-issue miniseries right there. This is issue #1. Ether, Disappearance of Violet Bell, #2 of 5. Here is cover A, and this is cover B. Invisible Kingdom is back. This is issue #6. Jim Henson's Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance #2 gets 2 covers. This is cover A, and this one here is cover B, which is also a connecting variant for those of you that are into that sort of thing, and you should be because it does look cool. Nomen Omen #1 of 15 gets a second printing right there. That's actually a cool cover. I do like this title. I don't know if you guys got it. Check it out. It's really good. Rick and Morty. Oh, and the dude, I saw him at New York Comic Con, and he has the seal from the Neverending Story tattooed on his person. Rick and Morty issue #55 is here with 2 covers. This is cover A, and this is cover B. SFXSX Safe Sex #2 is right there. Star Pig, the final issue, is, it says cover A, but there's only 1 cover, so we'll leave that one there. It's the final issue. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, ongoing, issue #99. This is cover A. Poor Splinter. And this is cover B by Kevin Eastman. And last but not least, we get a trio of Vampire State Building covers. This is, by the way, it's issue #2. And this is cover A by Charlie Adlard. Here is cover B by Guadiano. And here's cover C by Bernard. And that, my friends, wraps up this week's look at the new comic books scheduled to be released on October 30th. And unfortunately, I'm on minute number 18, so that means I'm gonna have to do this all over again for Instagram. So chances are you would have been watching this on YouTube. And if you were, thank you for making it this far. Please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already done so, and liking the video to beat the algorithm, which apparently is a monster thing that a lot of people, even those that have way more subscribers and are way more established than I am, are having an issue with. And also consider hitting that bell to get notified whenever I do upload videos such as this. And I always threaten to do other videos, but I don't know. Sooner or later, I'm going to get to it and do something or come up with something that people are actually going to want to see. But in the meantime, that's it. If you've been watching Facebook, thank you for watching, making it this far, and consider liking and sharing this video. I would appreciate it greatly, and it would help a lot. And as always, have a great new comic book day this week, and hopefully I will see you next week.